Hello, my favorite time of week, lunch for the soul, baby. Who needs some lunch for the soul? I pretty much do every single day. So, why I do this only one day a week, I have no idea. Wow, do I have some lunch for your soul today in the form of the most amazing tacos you can ever imagine in your entire life, and probably not any traditional taco you have ever tasted. So, without further ado, I bring in my amazing guest, Louise. Hello, welcome to Lunch for the Soul.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate
You
it.
are on an amazing mission, and I love it so much. One of my colleagues just happened to meet you by chance and told me I had to meet you. And now here you are. So I'm going to show a
Of
picture of
course.
you with these incredible tacos. What are these?
So these are traditional birria tacos, except that a lot of people don't like goat meat because that's the way that it's originally made. So
Uh-huh.
instead, we make them with beef. So that it's more easier on the palate for everyone to enjoy.
Oh, I love it. And they are with the most amazing mission ever. So you have a day job, so to speak, but
Yes.
by evenings, a couple of nights a week, you're making these tacos. Let's go back with
Yes, ma'am.
this journey you've been on and how you decided to do it because you are an amazing son. That's why.
At least I try. I try to be.
No, so tell me, so you had been working on this recipe for years and finally
Yes.
perfected it. And then what happened with your mom and your dad?
Yes. So, so this happened a few years ago, and with this whole perfection of the recipe. But about a year and a half ago, my mother was diagnosed with stage 2 cancer, colon cancer, and so that kind of caught us by surprise, and it hit us pretty hard. Well, of course, the medical bills start coming
Mhm.
in, and trying to seek treatment, and trying to find a way of helping her out. She was not really in a good place financially, neither was I. And so as a family, I think that we really struggled with this diagnosis, a lot of the what ifs that were up in the air, and just really trying to find some kind of sense of security in an atmosphere that was full of doubt. And
Mhm.
so uh, I think she was struggling, mentally, financially. And so, for me to offer a little bit of peace of mind, she was asking me for work and how, we could come up with some funds to help. And so, I said, look, I've been working on this birria recipe for some time now, and I think it's pretty good to go. And I had already demoed it out with a couple of friends and family members, and they really loved it. So, I pitched the idea, and I told her, look, we can sell this. So basically, I spoke to the owner of the White Rhino Patio Bar, which is
Mhm.
where we sell our tacos. And I told him the story. I told him what I wanted to do, and to help my mom, and Mr. Rodrigo. He was really really kind. That he told me, whenever you're ready, just come on down. And so we did, and we've been there since. This is, it's been 6 months now, 5 6 months.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's been a blessing. It's been a true blessing for my mom. But I remember that I think we had just been selling tacos for about a month. If I remember correctly, it was our first Saturday that we were supposed to sell these tacos. When I got the call Saturday early morning, about 2 3 in the morning, that my dad had gotten, he had a stroke. His blood pressure was up the roof, and they had rushed him to the hospital, um, because his blood pressure was just so high that the doctors even said, "Hey, we don't even know why he's still alive." And they battled that blood pressure for quite some time, and he was in the hospital for over a week. And then he got out of the hospital and ended up right back in it, a couple of days later. So, but thank God that he's still here. He's
Mhm.
alive. My mother, has really, uh, actually, just a couple of weeks ago, she had her colonoscopy that she had to endure. It was the
Mhm.
1 year, and thank God, praise God, that she came out clear.
Yeah.
So
Oh, such a
yeah,
blessing. And what a loving, like I said, a loving son you are. I love
oh,
this
thank you.
long message here from Chris Beat. It's so nice. I love that support.
Yes,
Thank you for that.
no, thank you.
But I think that that shows how much love you probably got throughout your life, right? And that's what from this anonymous person saying, "Amazing, one blessing deserves another." Us helping our own, and it's
Thank
so
you.
true. I love that you want to help out and you want to make a difference, and you have your whole family support. So you said it's sort of a family business. Your wife helps out sometimes, your
Yes.
sister. I mean, it sort of depends. I have some photos here, so walk us through who this beauty is.
So that's my gorgeous wife, Felicia, Miss Felicia Ibarwen. Just I feel so blessed to have her in my life, her and her family, because she went through an ordeal similar to mine. Where my father-in-law was hit by a hit and run driver, which they never found out who it was, and he lives out in Florida. But just going through the going through this emotional roller coaster, right? It's important to have that support of family and friends and loved ones. And it was something that my wife, if not for her, I don't think I could have endured such great pain, great depression, great anxiety. And so I really, really, truly thank her, for everything that she does, and even for the birria. Um, she's behind the scenes, and she's always helping me out. She's always managing. Sometimes I think she's a superwoman. I don't give her enough credit, but she does a lot more than I can ever imagine, and she runs circles around me. So I really love my wife.
I love it. Now tell me about this beauty. We have another one. Oh, this is her, right? This is
That's
her.
her
And
as
then
well.
right here, tell me about this picture. This is what I meant to pull up.
Okay, yeah. So that's my mother. That's my beautiful mom,
Oh,
Maria. She's the one that went through the cancer diagnosis, and
mhm.
she's strong. She's other than my wife, she's probably the strongest woman I have ever met. And I think everyone says that about their mom, right? But
Yeah.
it's just moms are great. Moms are superhuman. They're always there. They always show up, and
Mhm.
when even when they're worn out, they
Yeah.
somehow muster the strength to overcome every challenge to provide.
And
And
you're
so
obviously very close to your dad as
I
well.
am,
I mean, I see these
I am,
pictures of you two, and you're
yes,
so blessed that he survived because he had a small. I mean, the
yeah,
doctors were amazed that he pulled through, and I feel
yeah.
like the love of your family. Don't you just want to lap that whipped cream off of his cup right there? Must be lunchtime. I'm
Yes,
feeling hungry. My dog says yes. My dog thinks it's, he's like, wait a second, I see that whipped cream. Give me some.
yes,
Um,
ma'am.
yeah. So let's talk about faith and how that comes into all of this because that certainly plays a huge role with you and how you grew up and how you feel, doesn't it?
Of course. I mean, faith it's the biggest factor in my walk, in my own personal life.
Hmm.
It's very it's always been there. It's undeniable. Everything that I do, everything that I see is always faith based. When I talk to every single person, I can just you feel it in your heart. You feel it down to your soul, and so you know faith is my refuge. That is my refuge. That's where I find shelter, in the midst of the storm, in the midst of the adversity, and in the dark times that I've had, and the roller coaster of life. It's important to know that as we go through a darker stage in our life, that's when you're supposed to get closer and
Yeah.
closer, to the Lord,
Mhm.
and it's been my peace, it's been my solace, it's guided me through my life. And I'm so fortunate that I've been given an opportunity, you
Mhm.
know to still have my parents,
Mhm.
because I could have lost both of them. And I know how lucky I am, to have the friends that I have, the family that I have, and just my support group,
Mhm.
everyone that's around me. And so I do believe in God, and He's the one that's been providing. So
Well, it's powerful, and I love Lunch for the Soul because I feel like maybe it opens up somebody's mind who might be on the fence or they don't know, but when they can see the love and the light in your eyes, hopefully mine. I've been a Christian my entire life. I was baptized at the age of 8 and I've just
Amen.
never questioned my faith
Amen.
one day in my whole life. And I've had some tragic stuff happen. I've dealt with a child with cancer. I lost my father at a relatively young age. And but I've never questioned I've never questioned anything that's happened in my life. And I've tried to use those tragedies like what you're doing and make something better out of it. Right.
That's
And
right.
at the end of the day, you can always find good, I feel, when you have the light and love of Jesus in your heart. It does make a
Amen.
really big difference.
Amen. And a lot of the times, I always say this, but a lot of the times you don't know what that person that's standing next to you is going through.
Mhm.
You don't understand that, just a simple word, a simple hello, a smile can go a long way. We're walking around in these perilous times where, after COVID hit, a lot of people have anxiety and a lot of depression, a lot of angst, animosity, anger. We see this all the time, and so everyone's afraid, everyone's scared, and so we need to have that sense of community. We need to
Mhm.
bring that love, and as children of God, and as believers, true faith
Mhm.
believers, it's important for us to not keep that message just to ourselves, but
Right.
to share that message, to share that love, and to,
And th
to
and I
offer
think
that.
it's neat that you're able to do that through such an unusual, neat avenue where I mean, I just see you at that grill and you're with your mom and you're making those tacos. I mean, what a neat way to be able to spread joy because just looking at people's
Yes,
faces and seeing how they're just in awe of
yes,
what you're doing. I think it's so neat. And I love this Facebook user is going, White Rhino. That's where you sell them. I love that. So okay, so we've talked about how what a huge role faith and God play in your life. I want to go back and talk about how you learned to make this unbelievable recipe. So took a couple years to make it happen. But where did you learn in the first place? I mean, is this something your mom made when you were a little boy? How did it all happen?
Truth be told, no.
No,
No, even
okay.
even to this day, my mother does not know how to make the birria. Nobody knows except for myself.
Really, it's all
Yes,
you.
and
So is there any secret ingredient that you can give a hint to or no way? Is there something you
oh, sure, sure,
do?
sure. I mean, um, there. I guess as far as secret ingredient, there's not really a
Mhm.
secret ingredient. You can find, you know, recipes for birria. I think what took time for me to perfect was really the ratios. I think
Mhm.
that's what it was really, and really, you know, you take time to perfect it, and
Mhm.
the love and the devotion. I think mine's is a little different, only in the aspect that when I went around trying different birrias, even some traditional birrias, some goat birrias.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think mine's just has a little bit more of a I guess I focus on the flavor of the broth, which is called the
Mhm.
consommé,
Mhm.
and it's really really good. And like they say, low and slow, low and slow, and
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's the trick to it.
good
So I
things
wanna
take
tell
time.
I wanna remind anybody who's joining us right now that this is live, so if you have questions for Luis, he's here, and I'm sure he
Of course,
might be willing to answer some other than, the exact process of these secret ones. I wish I could show the video of them sizzling on the grill.
yeah.
Could you believe how good they looked even though you make them when you saw them on Fox this morning?
Oh yeah, to
Everyone
be
in my
honest
studio
with
was
you,
dying. They were dying this morning.
yes.
So
So to be honest with you, every single time that I make these tacos, which is weird because it's the same thing over and over and over,
uh-huh.
but every time that they're on the grill, each taco is like a unique personality. The
Wow.
cheese melts one way, or it does its own
Mhm,
thing. So it's a
mhm.
characteristic, and then so every time that I make them, sometimes my mouth waters, and I even I feel like I can see why like Gordon Ramsay has such a passion that it's almost like he's talking love, like a love language to his food,
Right?
and I can see that. I can understand that because yeah, every taco is a different experience. People like food a certain way. Some people like it crispy. Some people don't. It's just so
Uh-huh.
much. I never imagined that it was this much,
That is one of my favorite quotes. Each taco has its own
it
personality.
does,
I
it
love that.
does.
So, see, that told you. I knew you
Yeah.
put love into those babies. Look at this viewer. I love this so much.
No,
Just God
thank
bless
you
you,
so much. I really appreciate
family.
it. Thank you, and God
That's
bless
such a
your
nice thing
family.
to say, and I love that. I love it when we can all support each other and just
That's
say, you
correct.
know what, you're doing a good thing, and things are going really great. So you mentioned your dad had a stroke. How is he doing now?
He's still managing. Like I said, really where he's having a hard time, I think it's balancing his medication.
Mhm,
Balancing his medication.
mhm,
He takes his medicine. Sometimes he still struggles with being able to afford that medication because I think
mhm,
it's a little pricey for him. So but we're doing the best that we can. We're trying to help him. I'm trying to figure out a way of incorporating him into the birria to help me out.
mhm.
Um, just to help him as well because thank God that he has my sisters help him out a lot because I do get busy. I have I'm juggling a lot of things with multiple jobs, and so
Mhm.
my sisters really they they really help him out a lot. And matter of fact, in that picture there, that was in Destin, Florida. So after the stroke, that's I took him there because that was one of his dreams was to go to
Wow.
Destin, and so God
Is
paved the
that where
way.
all of these are? These pictures are
Yes,
unbelievable. That water looks, I thought you were probably somewhere, Cancun or something. That's
no,
fabulous.
no, no, Destin, Florida, right here,
Nice.
and like I said, oh, even my father-in-law went, and my mother-in-law, and we had a wonderful time.
Hmm.
Um, like I said, it's just family and
Yeah,
community. Like I rely heavily on my family. I rely heavily on my friends,
yeah.
and my community because they know I'm an open book.
Hmm. Hmm. And
Um,
how's your sweet mama doing? Is she finished with cancer treatment?
so cancer treatments, yes, because right now, like I said, she had her colonoscopy a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
and so she's clear.
So she
She's
doesn't have to
still
do anything else but just be followed from now
That
on.
is correct. Her
Oh,
next
that's
her
a
next
good place to be in life.
Yes, ma'am. And that's another story in and of itself because
Hmm.
so she got treatment through the Harris Health,
Hmm.
um, and a friend of mine, she was sent by God because I'm telling you, it was a very dark period, and she's the one that helped us, with the paperwork, and she truly is the unsung hero of this story.
Hmm.
She was that light. She was that light because it
Hmm.
was dark and she was really the light. It was actually two friends of mine, my friend Nayla. I love her. I love, Gladys. They really helped me out a lot. So I really do love them a lot. I thank them for everything that they've done.
That's huge. We've got some hearts coming in here from Jan. Thank you for that. And look
Thank
at
you.
this. How would I pronounce her name? I want to make sure I don't mispronounce it. Do you know?
Uh,
Ligia. How would I correctly pronounce that? What a lovely name.
Lygia? Lygia?
Leisha? I
Lygia?
hope that's right. Such a pretty name. So telling you that she works at a
Lygia.
retail pharmacy and let her know if you have trouble with medication. It's so nice to have
No, thank you so
resources
much.
and know that sometimes maybe if you shop around you can find better ones. And then
No, definitely. Thank
we
you so
have Roy
much. I
here
really
saying,
appreciate it.
Amen. God is our healer and provider. Your dad and mom will be healed. I
Thank
love
you so
that.
much.
And here is a good question for you from
Okay.
Pete. Keep walking in faith. And how do we get them tacos? That's what I'm talking about.
So we sell these tacos. It's called the White Rhino Patio Bar. It's
Mhm.
located at 319 Milby Street. It's Houston, Texas 77003, and we're there every Tuesday, Thursday, from 6 p.m. and forward. We also do some Fridays, some weekends, but you'll have to like check out our Instagram page for more details on that. But if you just show up on a Tuesday or Thursday, we're there 6 p.m. and forward. So
I love it. And right now, everybody, just take a look. La.birria, if I say it correctly,
that's
right?
correct.
Dot 2022
Yes,
Instagram. And so that way you can make sure if you go, he's going to be there with those
yes.
tacos sizzling on the grill. I'm telling you, if you have not, if you missed my story this morning on Fox, you have to go to fox26houston.com. Just probably put in Luis's name or birria tacos and it will pull up. You have to see it to believe it. I'm telling you, it is the most eye-pleasing, mouth-watering video you will ever watch.
Yeah.
Wow, everybody at Fox was so impressed this morning. Luis, you're a bright light. There is
No,
no
thank you
doubt
so much.
about it. What a blessing to have met up with you. I wish you nothing but the
Likewise.
very best. And
Thank you.
my prayer is that my sons end up loving me as much as you love your parents.
Oh,
Just
I'm
it's
sure they
such
do.
a beautiful blessing.
I'm sure they do. It's just, the love of a mother outweighs everything else.
Mhm,
So I'm
mhm.
sure they do.
Oh, well, you take care of yourself and thank you
You
again
too.
for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
Such a blessing you are. All right, everybody. So I just want to remind you, if you happen to join us late and you want to see this whole conversation, you can easily do that. All you have to do is go to YouTube, search up Fox 26 Houston Lunch for the Soul. You can not only find today's topic, but many other amazing people whom I've gotten to interview for this segment. It's just a time for us to be together, to reflect, and remember how faith can truly play such a huge role in our lives. Next week, I have a dramatic story to share with you with a local surgeon whom I've known for 20 years. Been in his operating room plenty of times covering stories for him. And unfortunately, he had just a freak bicycle accident that was devastating and changed his life forever. But he still has a beautiful faith and light shining in his eyes that are truly sure to touch your heart. So thank you for being here. I hope you have all the most beautifully blessed day. You've blessed mine by being here. Take care.